What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to my builds guide for the Forma revival of this month featuring Fallen Ike, Naesala, Brave Micaiah, and Sothe. We're going to be having 9 new skills added into the Hall of Forms pool because Groom Robin is the last added Grail unit and it does include Savvy Fighter 4, Distant Attack Speed Solo, and also Armored Flow. So let us begin with Fallen Ike, which a lot of people are going to be trying to get because of his Chaos Dragnel, which does have Distant Counter and Spectrum Unity effect built in. And the reason why a lot of people are probably going to be trying to get him is because he can easily be run with Legendary Male Robin, who can provide you Grand Strategy, and it can actually stack up with the Spectrum Unity built in his weapon. So he can actually get a lot of stats out of that, and he can also get a Unity skill in the slot A for him. And whenever he gets a weapon refine, if it's good enough, then he's going to be able to stand out as a unit because of having this Distant Counter and Spectrum Unity weapon. Of course, as a Sword Infantry unit, there is just so much competition among that class type with a lot of the God Swords coming out. But if you really like Fallen Ike, then you can definitely try and get some premium skills on him. And you can definitely try and get Vital Astra or Godlike Reflexes as these special options. But because we do not really have -1 special cooldown on Chaos Dragnel, Vital Astra is a better option because of its damage basically. And then you can get Attack Speed Unity as the best option for his slot A, and this is going to be stacking up with the Unity effect from his weapon, and it is going to be stacking up with the Grand Strategy of Legendary Male Robin, and it's really good for having higher ceiling on his speed, so he can be really fast because of this slot A skill. And you can also get a tier 4 damage reduction skill like Close Call 4 or Repel 4 because it is going to be helpful for a God Sword unit. For his slot C, you can get Speed Smoke 4 so that he can get even more damage reduction on top of the slot B skill, which does have Phantom Speed built in, so it can be helpful to get even more damage reduction. And Attack Speed Oath 4 is also going to be an option that you can run on Fallen Ike. And I guess if you want, you can even run Time Pulse 4, but it's not really going to be helping you too much in terms of getting extra speed. Naesala is a very popular Grail option that a lot of people try and plus and merge, and this could be a good opportunity to get some premium skills on him, and truly some premium skills which are really hard to get. So Raven King Beak did get a weapon refine, and it's a pretty nice weapon refine that can give you extra offenses and also gives you true damage based on 15% of his speed, and depending on the speed check, he's going to be able to get Special Charge +1, which is really good for triggering Gale Force. And then if the speed check is at or above 6, then he's able to get the half null follow-up, the offensive half basically, which allows you to bypass the fall of negation effects. So overall, it's a pretty decent weapon refine, and Naesala is going to be enjoying getting some premium skills to go along with this. Unfortunately, as for these specials, there are not too many options available. You can only get Ruptured Sky. Gale Force is pretty much going to be the best option you can try and get, and save some feathers in the process if you haven't really given him already. Blue Flame is a bit awkward honestly, and Ether is something I guess you can also get. Attack Speed Clash 4 is going to be the best slot A skill that you can try and get on him because it does synergize with the extra movement that he can get as a flying beast. And Beast and Trace is going to be a good premium skill that allows him to transform easily on the teams where you're not going to be running a lot of Beast or Dragon units, so you can still get the Kanto effect while still having easy condition to just transform. So it's a pretty rare option that you can try and get. And then for slot C, I would suggest picking up Guidance 4 because it's such a busted skill, and it's also a rare skill that is only available on Rearmed Kana. So whenever a flying unit appears in Hall of Forms, honestly, Guidance 4 is going to be a recommendation, but still if you want to get some other options, then Speed Defense Hold is going to be a good option to pick up, or even Attack Speed Menace. But Guidance 4 is definitely going to be working out really well, especially when you get Beast and Trace and run him on teams where you're not going to be running other Beast units like other Flying Beasts for example. So Guidance 4 can just help you get that teleportation and provide the mobility to your allies. Brave Micaiah is also going to be an option with her Light of Dawn as the preferred weapon, which did get a weapon refine, and it is effective on armored units and cavalry units, and it does provide her with some extra stats, and also has Penalty Punisher built in where you can basically get extra stats depending on the current penalty on each of those target stats. So it can allow her to have even more stats, and then with the weapon refine, she's able to get +6 attack and resistance, and also get a guaranteed follow-up attack, which is really helpful because Brave Micaiah, even though she can get fast, it is definitely not going to be fast enough many times. So getting a guaranteed follow-up attack is definitely really helpful. And then she also has her exclusive slot B skill in Yune's Whispers. Now this is completely outclassed by Sabotage AR3 at this point, so you can definitely try and get some other skills for her. And many times, instead of running a debuffing skill on herself, you can definitely try and run allies that can debuff the opponents for you. And there are definitely some really great debuffing allies that we have got in the game. So if you're trying to get some premium skills on her, then you can try and get Attack Res Unity. Now, even though she does come with Attack Res Bond 4, which gives you the debuff neutralization, Attack Res Unity has the potential to be stacked up with Legend Mail Robin's Grand Strategy, and that's why it is a pretty good skill to get, and it also has a bit better range than the Bond 4 skill, so it's a solid skill to pick up. But if you're trying to get a more player phase option, then Remote Mirror is also going to be an option so that you can get the damage reduction while you initiate. So it's also a really good modern option. And if you're going to be running Sabotage AR3, then Still Water is also going to be an option that you can run for her slotty skill to basically optimize the usage of it. You can also run Fortress skill in her slot B, as range flyers don't really have too many options. But like I said, Sabotage AR3 is always going to be an option if you just want to get the debuffs with Micaiah herself. And then finally for slot C, like I said in Naesala's section, and for any kind of flyer, Guidance 4 is going to be such a busted skill, so you can definitely try and get that. But if you're trying to get some other skills, then Attack Res Hold or Attack Res Oath 4 are also going to be the options that you can pick up. Attack Res Menace is also an option, but we recently got it on a Ephemera manual in Fallen Male Morgan, so that's why it's a bit easier to get compared to these skills, and that's why I would recommend these slot C skills instead. The final unit of this batch is going to be Sothe, who's a 3-star, 4-star unit, so a very popular merge project, and you can definitely try and get some premium skills along with his weapon refined Pesh Cats. So Pesh Cats can debuff the opponent and the targets within 2 spaces of that opponent for -5 and gives +5 buff to himself and the allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. And with this weapon refine, he's able to get even more offenses and has the pulse smoke effect built in, and also a mini spiral effect which can actually stack up with special spiral, so you can definitely try and get that as a premium skill. So if you're going to be getting him, then you can just try and get Attack Speed Hexblade as a pretty amazing premium skill for the adaptive damage. Also, it's so rare to get, but if adaptive damage and that kind of Hexblade status is not your lane, then you can definitely try and get Attack Speed Finish 4 or Attack Speed Unity as other really good slot B options. And like I said, Special Spiral 4 is the best slot B option for Sothe to get, because it does go really well with his weapon for higher cooldown specials and can help you bypass the damage reduction skills, which is really helpful. And finally for slots, you can try and run Attack Speed Oath 4 for getting some teleportation, but other options like Time Pulse 4 or Panic Smoke 4 are also going to be the options, because Time Pulse 4 can work with his weapon, and then Panic Smoke 4 does help with the debuffs that he already gets on the opponents and the targets within 2 spaces of the opponent, so full penalty doubler effect can definitely be helpful. So there are definitely a couple of options for his slots depending on which one you want to give to him. The next revival options are going to be the following ones from the ones that are left and the new ones in Awakening and Fate. So this is going to be a Twitter poll that is going to be happening. Twitter has been pretty crazy as of late, so I'm not really too sure. They're trying to host on their own new website, so probably going to be getting a link to that in the announcement board in Fate itself, which is pretty good for the people who don't have a Twitter. And whichever batch wins, they are going to be getting a revival in September of 2023. And the batch which gets the least amount of votes is going to be eliminated from the future polls. So hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to share this video with your friends if they're trying to get any Forma unit from this revival. And if you did enjoy, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more Fae videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as debuffs on Fallen Ike. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.